What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode. As you guys can tell, you're blinded by the light right now. This is the new FLAIR. I'm getting sweaty here just because of how fire this merch is. This is the new beefcake drop for October 20th. October 20th, a bunch of new beefcake merch is getting dropped. Limited time, I'll pop up a bunch of pictures here so you guys can see a lot of what we're going to be dropping. But what I am wearing right here, this is the construction hoodie. This comes in actually 3 colors, and Banjo's got the construction t-shirt. Beefcake Construction LLC. You can get a back shot of this guy. That's the bread and butter. We are ocean approved, son. All right, we always say, I know it's OSHA, okay? I'm not that stupid, but we always say ocean because it's kind of, really? You think I'm that stupid? But we are starting a new project today, which is why we are wearing the construction gear. We've got an excavator that's parked right down at the end of my driveway that they're about to unload. Today is part 1, and I don't know what we're gonna get done today, and I don't know how many parts this series is gonna be, but basically we are building a massive, a giant, not a puddle, not a little farm pond down by the animals. This is a legitimate 2-acre pond in my backyard. You guys have seen the first video of us clearing land for the cabin. Now this is going to be part 1 of building the cabin pond. So we don't have the cabin coming in yet. We've got it on order. We have to build it. It's not built. We don't set up, like, we literally have to build it completely from scratch. But we do need to get started on the pond itself before winter hits. So we've got the guys, they're bringing some equipment down right now. They're starting with the excavator. They said that they need to clear out a bunch of trees and kind of make the path down to where the dam's gonna be. At some point today, another bulldozer showing up, so that'll be interesting. I have honestly no clue what is gonna get done today, tomorrow, or over the next few weeks. My guess from today, it should be done in 1 month. For sure. It could be less, depending on these guys that are coming down there, how many people they have, what kind of equipment they bring in. It could be done by the end of this week. But I would say, like, for sure, guaranteed, we are going to have a pond with fish in it within 1 month. And it's going to be very, very close to the same size as the current backyard pond. We will go down there and show you guys a little bit more if you guys are completely new to the channel what the plan is. But right now I have a pond in the backyard. It's like 2 or 3 acres. There's a dam, and then there's an overflow that fills up this valley. We've played paintball down there. We've put survival shelters up down there. You guys have seen us interact down there. We want to flood the entire thing and build it into a brand new backyard pond. And then we're gonna build a cabin next to it. And those are gonna be the cabin vlogs, okay? So we're gonna have a cabin, and we're gonna have a new pond surrounded by trees. It's on the thickest part of my property. We just made trails to it. It was pretty much unexplored territory up until like 2 weeks ago. So now we are able to explore it, we can hunt it, we can trap it, and soon we'll be able to fish it. So with that being said, let's go get this excavator off the trailer. Well, folks, we got the excavator down by the pond. It is time we're gonna walk it across the dam, get it across there, do all that, and then we gotta start working on the path down to the pond. So we're gonna do a lot of clearing. Today's episode is pretty much site prep. So you saw an entire episode of prepping for the cabin. Well, we're not sure if we're gonna put the cabin there anymore. Just kind of depends on actually what the pond looks like. So we might build the pond first and then the cabin second now, versus before we were kind of thinking about doing it at the same time, but I think there's gonna be too much going on. So now the next step is basically clear. There's a big hill. Like I said, if you guys missed the first episode, you're gonna be kind of lost here as far as where we're at on the property. But we did a clearing land for a cabin video, and that'll explain a lot more. So go watch that if you guys haven't. But we basically need to clear the rest of the land all the way down to the pond site, and then we'll show you what the path looks like. And then at some point, I think we're getting bulldozer out here today. So you guys stay tuned. Look at this path, Banjo. This path was built in like 4 minutes. Yeah. And it took me like hours to get something that didn't even look anything close to this. So this is the path, folks. You can see we got the excavator up there doing excavator things. He built this entire road. This was, I should have done, in this video, we should have came down here before he came down here and showed you kind of before and after. Like I said, there's another video where we cleared land that you get a better idea of what it looked like before. But essentially, like, this looked like this. And then most of it got cleared out by him. So you can see he made this big wide road. He dug all that out. With these trees, it still need to be kind of shoved over to the side. And then this is the road that it's not complete, but he's getting started on building down to the pond. So this, again, for reference, I know a lot of you guys who have watched the channel for a while and seen the first video, you already know the strat. But over there, right over there, along there is the dam to the first pond, the original backyard pond. This is where the overflow happens. Like, that's a survival shelter. We played paintball down here. Like I said, if you're new, a lot of this probably won't make sense. But if you're not new, it should make sense as to kind of where we're at right now. So he's building the road down here, and then he's going to bring in a bulldozer and kind of get that set up. Again, today is more get the equipment in, set it all up. Tomorrow, they're gonna do a little bit of dirt work, but a lot of it's going to be shooting, which is talking about levels and figuring out where you want the dam to start, where you want it to end. Do you want to tie it into this here? Do you want to bump it back and make sure that basically it doesn't breach that dam? It doesn't compromise the integrity of that dam by putting the water up too high. You don't really want water on both sides of a dam. You want it on one side. Instead of leaving it like this, we're going to try to dredge a lot of this out, take a lot of this dirt out to make it deeper so we don't have to go up quite as high on the back side of that dam. But we're already getting water down here. This one should hold water, unlike our duck pond. Look at this. It's already filling up, pulling up, and it's still going down there, and this will probably fill up, and then that's going to be where the overflow is. So the edge of my property line is right there. So the dam itself is going to somehow tie into this, whether it's right there or back here. And it's going to run like this all the way up. And then it goes up in the hills here. So where I'm standing right now, I'd probably be underwater right now. And this is going to be an entire pond, a big, giant 2-acre pond. There's fingers and canals that go everywhere that run up and around. And as we build this pond and kind of get progress through this whole thing and clear some land out, we'll bring some 4-wheelers down here and kind of show you the layout of the land. I mean, we're going to document this entire thing. I don't know how many parts this build is going to be. We're taking a piece of my land that is not a pond whatsoever, turning it into a pond and getting structure in it, getting fish in it, all that, develop it, probably end up building a dock at some point. And then we're going to build a cabin. So this is going to be now referred to as the cabin pond. We've got the backyard pond, and then we've got the cabin pond. So we're going to build an off-grid cabin, put it on the side, basically on the shore of where this pond is, and this is where we're going to hang out when we want to fish the cabin pond. Go deer hunting. So this is deer camp. You can see we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. We're far away from my house, so this is where a lot of the critters live, the coyotes, the bobcats, the raccoons, stuff like that. So you guys are going to be getting a lot of videos over the next probably year or so out here. But this is kind of episode number 1, day 1 of building this pond, because I don't know how many videos it's going to end up being, but we're kind of thinking if the dam runs over here, we might put the cabin right up there. It'd be cool to see water from the cabin. Originally we were going to put the cabin up where the excavator is, but that's kind of a jaunt. You know, if you're sleeping at the cabin and you wake up and you want to go fishing, you're going to have to walk like 50-60 yards. So we might end up building the cabin back here, maybe up on this hill, or even up here, depending on what this hill looks like afterwards. There's a lot of dirt to be moved. Priority number 1 is get the pond built entirely, then figure out where you want the cabin, and then we're going to have the guys with the equipment make a pad for us and stuff like that. So with that being said, that's your update for the day. This is kind of what we're dealing with right now. It's going to be a long process to get this thing built, but they're waiting for the bulldozer. There is one project that we can do, Beefcake Construction LLC, and that is fix the freaking boat ramp on the current backyard pond. It sucks. We have a lot of gravel down there that we moved down there in a previous video. We've got the mini down here because I know we're going to need it for something in here. We're going to need it, whether it's the cabin or the pond. We're going to need the mini, so I brought it down here. So we are going to try to fix the boat ramp while we're waiting for the bulldozer, and then the bulldozer is going to show up. And I don't know if the bulldozer is going to do anything today or not, but you guys stay tuned. Get them waders on, boy.
Ew. I love wearing waders with no socks. That's always ideal.
You like that?
Yeah.
Is that the way to do it?
Sure.
Well, we made it out to the backyard pond, so if you guys are like really new, this is the existing pond. I've made dozens and dozens of videos here, and we've got a boat ramp to fix, but I was going to walk over here and show you another perspective of the current pond, or sorry, the new pond from the current pond's view, just to give you guys an idea. I tried to show you a little bit about it, and we'll get the drone up a lot. That I know that'll help you guys mentally visualize the plans. It's kind of hard seeing just, you know, what you see on camera. Oh, look at this bluegill right there. Look at this bluegill. Banjo, you got bluegill duty or what? We got hella bluegill over here. Oh, and bass. A lot of bass right there. They're ripping right now. It's good. So this is where, from the back side of the pond. So where we just were was like right over there. So this is the current dam, and then that's going to be all water. And like the survival shelters back there where we were standing. Down on the bottom of the hill, we're there. So the cabin would be somewhere back over there. So again, cabin pond, existing pond, original backyard pond, and then the new cabin pond, just to give you guys a visual. So we've got a boat ramp here that we need to try to fix. It's just, there's big ruts, there's not enough gravel, so we got a bunch of gravel. We got the excavator down here, so we're gonna try to smooth it out, flatten it out, and then throw a bunch of rock down so we can actually use it without getting stuck and stuff like that. So how's that looking for you?
It's sticky.
Really?
It needs a lot right here. Like this is good in the middle.
Rock wise?
Yeah, and then
so I think we should widen this son of a gun. I think I should tear out a bunch of this because it's just like, it's just enough, but I'd like to like not be, we can go that way, yeah.
I feel like that'd be a little easier. So
I can try to go that way.
I'd say put some gravel here.
Okay.
Middle's pretty
Is there any big, yeah, go find the rut over there. There's definitely a rut somewhere. So that's gonna be right there. Yeah, that's a good rut. So do you think the strat is take the bucket and flatten it and then throw rock? Like that would make more sense than just throwing a ton of rock, right? Because the rock will just end up getting squished down anyway. So you think widener that way? You think that'd be easier? Yeah.
So like if you went this way, you'd shrink your path. It
yeah.
As wide.
Yeah. All right. So I'll try to just dig out a little bit over there, and then I don't know. We'll figure something out. Banjo, he's gonna be my guide. He's the man in the water. I'm the man in the machine. And Pool Jet, he's got a camera.
Snapping turtle?
Hey, what up, Ricky? How you doing?
See if I'll bite you.
No. Yeah, let me get those suckers on. Let me give it the old walk around, see what I'm feeling. Hey, how you doing? Don't go on that side. That side's deep. I think that's the only hole we got to worry about, but I think most of our boats don't even go over there. It's soft out here, but what do you do? It's as much rock as I could find. Well, we're gonna call it good. I think we need to go get some lunch, and then the old dozer should be here. You guys stay tuned. Well, folks, it's the next day, Pool Jet. Look at this. Isn't this wild?
This is crazy.
I know. I had no idea what was going on, but we got the guys out here. They're getting ready to work, but we got to show you this. So it's crazy to see this because it makes me feel good because we've had pretty bad luck building ponds so far with like big ponds, not little. Oh God, Rich! Ew. Our duck pond dried up already, but look at this. So we've got natural springs, overflows from the other pond, and now they have to actually pump this out in order to operate on this dam. Look at this. There's so much water here. Look, it's like bass could be living in there. That's like 5 feet deep. You guys saw Lucy was in there yesterday.
Go stand in there,
like,
tell me how deep it is.
Really?
Yeah,
you got it.
No, yeah, I got it.
That's literally a pond. You could literally have fish right here. and this happened overnight. So as soon as this dam is done, this is gonna be full of water like ASAP. We will be fishing it. Mark my word, we will catch a fish out of it before the end of this year. We're gonna have this thing filled up. Oh, I'm calling it. I mean, it's gonna take like 4 days, and all we gotta do is it's controlled by sandbags. That pond. If I ripped a sandbag out and dropped that pond a foot, it would raise this pond probably 2 feet at least. Either way, that's the update. They're pumping it out right now. I'll show you what it looks like. They said it's probably gonna take them an hour or so to get this all pumped out and dry, but you can see what it looks like here. She's giving it heck right there. So this is all flowing, and then this connects to the original creek. So the original creek ran through here, and they flattened it all out. So they're pumping it out in order to basically get the rest of the equipment down and across. So then today's objective is to clear all this land out right here so we can see the other side of the bank, to see where we're gonna tie into. So you can see this is very easy visual, but that just looks like we're going to Narnia. But there is a high bank that we're gonna tie into at some point. So once this water's pumped out, they're gonna drag some of this other stuff down here, probably mainly the excavator, clear out the rest of the trees into where you're gonna see from one end to the other of the dam. So you're visually, by the end of today's video, you're visually gonna see the entire dam, the site. And then we're gonna move on to part 2, which is gonna be building it up all the way up to where it'll hold a lot of water. Right now it's holding like 3-4 feet of water. We need it to hold probably 15 would be ideal on the deepest side. And then they're gonna clear some of the trees out inside of there and dig down to give us some nice deep pockets for fish to sit in, stuff like that. And we're obviously going to put some structure in it, since we can get down here with 4-wheelers and mules and trailers before it floods. It'll be a lot easier, so we'll do that. So this is going to be a long series. This series might take a couple weeks to complete depending on how quickly everything goes, but I want to give you guys a quick update. We're going to go ahead and get her all drained out and then get to clearing the rest of the trees. It's going to be really cool because we're going to be able to see the entire dam by the end of the day today. So I'm excited. You guys stay tuned. Adios to that tree. Chad, he makes it look easy out here. Look at all these trees. This is actually good cover. So I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, why would you get rid of the trees? It's good cover. Because there's certain good cover, certain bad cover. Like, you don't want stuff that's gonna rot. Really good cover is cedar trees. So I told Chad, I said, if you're ripping any cedar trees out, just throw them off to the side. We will go basically sink them in the future pond, put some cinder blocks to make sure they don't float. But I mean, this stuff isn't bad. You know, it's kind of big. I would have to sit here and chop it up. And the reality is there's billions of trees around here. A lot of those ones are already dead. So I would actually rather use those. Since they're already out there, you can just knock them over and just leave them and they'll be fine instead of dragging that guy in there. I mean, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to put trees in here, so we could take that. I could chop that up and go drag it out there, but again, it's not really going to matter a whole lot. It's only just a couple trees, so we are just going to end up putting those off to the corner for now. Might chop them into firewood or just burn them off later. Just depends on what type of trees we end up getting. But he got all the trees ripped out, so now you guys can really get a good view as far as what this is going to look like over here. So this is all cleared out. This, I've never been over here. Like, where I'm standing right now, I've never stood in my entire life on my property. I've never been over here before. So I'm looking at, it doesn't really move. We played paintball. We played right. I mean, this was kind of like the backstop area, but we never came back here because it was kind of hard to get to. But he flattened it all out, took out all these trees. So look how high that bank is. I don't know where my property line is to TBH. Like, I don't know how close it's. I know it's close to this, but I'm not sure how close, because then, see, right there, I bet we could climb. We could probably take that, and I bet you could get up to the old beehives in the boat ramp or somewhere. I kind of want to go look now. I want to see. I don't even know where we're at, but this, you guys haven't seen. Well, this angle looks good too. I like this angle. We need to start filming from this angle. This angle is really good. But now you can see it. It's now come to fruition for the dam. Where the dozer is to here, not right where the dozer is, more like where the mule is. This will be the dam right here. This will be the overflow. It's just going to go down, but pretty much right where the excavator is going to be the peak of the dam. I mean, the dirt's going to be over my head where we're standing here, and that's why we're going to tie it into this. You tie it into that, so that way it's less dirt, and that way when the water comes up here, it's not going to go over that. That's way higher than what the dam's going to be. So we wanted to tie in, basically you tie in on the high side there, and then you fill dirt on this low side. This is crazy. It's so crazy to have a vision, very fuzzy, very blurry, distorted vision of a pond coming down here with the skid loader and chainsaws and making little paths as if that mattered. I mean, they knocked everything we did down. What we didn't knock down, they knocked down, which is great. I wanted them to do that, but it's just crazy when you get the real deal machinery in here, what it can do in such a short period of time. I mean, you're talking a couple hours, a couple man hours to make it look like this, which was an entire, I mean, it looked like this, and now it looks like that. So entire dense forest is knocked out, and the dam is just about ready to start getting built. What do we got up there, Rick? Oh, my fence line's up here, huh? So the fence runs up, probably just up on top of this. I didn't realize how eroded this is. That's crazy. There's so much erosion out here. So my property line's basically here. The back of my property's there, and that goes for a ways that way. But that's pretty much it, folks. We're gonna keep on building, and we're gonna continue this into part number 2. Part number 1, the objective was to clear the land and set the stage for the dam building, which we did. Chad did, not me. I didn't do nothing, but Chad did it. He killed it. And so they've got the packer out here, the bulldozer, the excavator, and then they're gonna bring a dump truck at some point, one of those 6-wheeled dudes. For now, he's got to clear the rest of this out. He's gonna make this look all nice and pretty, and then start trucking in truck after truck after truck of dirt, and just literally building all the way up and packing it in, making sure it's sealed, make sure we don't have any leakage, and then basically you let it do its thing. You're gonna fill it up. It's gonna fill it up on its own. Like I said, I'll crack some of the sand bags up there on that pond, drain that about a foot, help kind of get this guy boosted, going, and hopefully it fills up pretty soon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this series. Episode 1, part 1 is complete. Stay tuned to episode 2. We are gonna be actually building the dam for the new backyard cabin pond. You guys stay tuned.